U.S. involvement in World War I.
Woodrow Wilson was born on December 28, 1856 in Stanton, Virginia.
Before Wilson was nominated for president at the 1912 Democratic Convention, he acted as governor of New Jersey.
He originally wanted the U.S. to stay neutral in World War I.
He was re-elected in 1916 under the slogan, "He kept us out of war." He won by a very close vote.
Germany's policy of attacking unarmed vessels infuriated the United States.
On May 7, 1915, the British passenger ship, the Lusitania, was sunk by German U-boats. 1,198 people were killed, 128 of which were Americans.
After this event, Woodrow demanded that Germany stop their policy of attacking unarmed vessels or the U.S. would enter the war.
For the most part, Germany complied.
When Germany was at a point where they thought they could defeat Britain before the U.S. could mobilize, they lifted their ban on attacking unarmed vessels.
And so, on April 6, 1917, the United States of America declared war on Germany.
Despite the United States joining so late in World War I, they had a dramatic effect on the outcome.
Several crucial battles took place in France with the help of the American Army.
Of all the battles of World War I, none were as bloody or fierce as the Battle of Moussargon.
The battle took place in the Verdun sector of eastern France, northwest of the town of Verdun.
It started on September 26, 1918,
and lasted all the way to November 11th.
During the early stages of the battle, part of the 77th Division was separated. These soldiers became known as the Lost Battalion. The survivors were rescued on October 8th.
On October 16th, control of the First Army changed hands, and Lieutenant General Hunter Liggett replaced General Pershing.
On October 27th, the French Fourth Army joined the U.S. First Army.
From October 9th to October 21st, there were no clear victories on either side, but a series of attacks and counterattacks which resulted in heavy losses on both sides.
On November 1st, General Liggett led the Americans and the French troops on an onslaught through enemy territory, making huge advances until a ceasefire on the 11th. Moussargon was the largest operation and victory of the Americans in World War I.
The all-African-American 15th New York Voluntary Infantry Regiment was called the Self-Made Regiment because it got almost no attention from the higher-ups in the Army.
The soldiers were ranked badly, trained badly, and knew almost nothing about Army life. The French soldiers treated the African-American soldiers better than the white American soldiers did.
During the numerous battles the Americans fought in France, the African-American soldiers who worked alongside the French battalions enjoyed the benefits of free French wine. Unfortunately, the right to free wine was taken away after the Americans got too drunk and began shooting imaginary German soldiers, waking up all the French soldiers in the camp.
In the October of 1918, Americans cut supply lines 50 miles behind the German front.
This forced the Germans to surrender 1 month later and ended World War I. President Wilson's 14 Points was a peace treaty between America and Germany.
It did not have any heavy sanctions against Germany or any of the other Central Powers.
However, the other Allied nations, especially Britain and Russia, were against Wilson's 14 Points because of the heavy damages caused by Germany's Army and Navy.
The U.S. Congress rejected Wilson's 14 Points and came up with their own treaty, the Treaty of Versailles.
The Treaty of Versailles listed a long series of heavy sanctions against Germany's army, including reduction of the army to less than 100,000 soldiers and banning the use of tanks and planes.
These sanctions angered many Germans, including the aspiring leader Adolf Hitler.
little bit of disregard, handful of complaints, but I can't help the fact that everyone can see these scars. I am what I want you to want, what I want you to feel, but it's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you to just believe this is real. So let go, watching you turn your back like you always do, face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got.
I can't feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. Time won't change this damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored.
I'm a little bit insecure, a little unconfident, cause you don't understand. I do what I can, but sometimes I don't make sense. I am what you never want to say, but I've never had a doubt. It's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you for once just to hear me out. So let go, watching you turn your back like you always do, face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got.